Welcome to Daily Plunge. We're in the Gospel of Luke, chapter 19, verses 11 through 27. One of the things to really recognize here is that Jesus is talking with the crowd in Jericho who are upset that Jesus did not give both barrels of the law to Zacchaeus and blow him away as the horrible sinner he is. And so he tells them this parable about a man of noble birth who goes to a distant country and is appointed king. Now, this is a reference to the incarnation of the Son of God who comes down to be the King of Kings. Verse 14, the citizens hate him and say, we don't want you to be our king. Yet he was made king anyway, and he returns home. Now, there is a part of this parable that is eschatological in nature. In other words, it's talking about the end of time. We'll come back to that at the end. So, verse 13, this king gives his servants 10 minas. There's 10 servants, he gives them one mina each. A mina is the equivalent of 3 months worth of wages, or about $15,000 to $20,000 in our time, right? It's a decent sum, but not huge. He leaves them with this and expects them to do what? He says, I want you to engage in the business and see what you can get back. Now, what business is the church in? We are not in the business of religious services. We are in the business of reaching people and making disciples. And how good are we at our business? Right? We could be doing better. And, the first one, he risks it, right? And he gets a tenfold response, return. And the king, when he comes back, he says, well done, good servant. You were faithful. The second one comes, he says, I risked the one and I got back 5. He says, there's no line there, but the same thing. Well done, good servant. You've been faithful. Then comes by this other one out of the 10, and he's the laggard, the slack jaw, right? And he says, I kept it. I laid it away because I know that you're a stern and harsh man. And basically, he speaks about the king as though he thinks he knows him. And that's how the king responds. Well, you think you know me, huh? And if that's how you see me, then I'm going to judge you on that in that regard. And I'm going to take away what you do have and give it to the others who are now ruling over whole groups, rather than having just the mina. Because you thought I was so severe. And then he says, everyone who has, what he has will be, those who have been faithful, right, will receive more. But those who have been unfaithful, even what they have, will be taken away from them. And what this refers to is our understanding of who God is. That when we receive the gift of the Holy Spirit and the gospel, if we invest our lives into that, what we have will be multiplied. But if we don't receive that, what little we know about God, even that will be taken away, so that we despise God even more, because we find God to be harsh and severe because we haven't heard the gospel. And then verse 27, he says, but those enemies of mine, bring them here and kill them. And that's the thing. If you reject the king, you are facing eternal damnation. You will be destroyed because you've not received the king. And that's what Jesus said. Thanks, friends. Have a blessed day.